Hi, welcome to Dallas Bonsai channel. Today we're going to take a few minutes to talk about wire and wiring. Two types of wire is what you'll be using when you work on your trees: aluminum and copper. Copper wire is usually the choice that most people like to use, mainly because it's got better holding power. Aluminum wire is basically just that, aluminum that has been anodized and colored to more or less try and reflect the color of copper, actually. Copper wire is a wire that has been heated to a certain point where it's softened up, and it's going through a process called annealing. Now, when the annealed copper is applied to the branch, it hardens up through a chemical reaction and allows that branch to stay right where it's at, right where it's put. Let's do a little demonstration here on the different properties of how aluminum works and copper works in the way of strength. Here's a piece of aluminum. Now look at how soft it is. Bending it like this, like this, like this, and like this, and then pulling it straight apart. Very easy, very soft. The only drawback to something like this is that it's not going to have the kind of holding power you need on some of your branches, especially on your pines and junipers. Now, let's do the same thing with a piece of copper that's been annealed. It too is soft at the beginning, easy to work with, but every time I make a bend, a little chemical reaction takes place, causes it to harden up. Just like so. Now what's the difference? See how hard that is to pull apart as compared to the aluminum? And right in each bend there is where your holding power is going to be. And that's what you want if you have a branch that really needs to be bent to a certain point and held there for a while. Now, one of the essential tools you'll need to do wiring and to take off wiring is a pair of wire cutters here, specially made for bonsai application. Now, what we're going to do here is remove a piece of wire on a branch that looks like it's starting to bite in. And these cutters are designed so when you clip the wire, you're not going to also clip the bark on the branch. Now watch how this works. To take off this little piece of wire used in detail wiring, and where I won't even nick the branch with the wire cutters. See how easy that came off? Little twist, it's off. Down over here, it's off. All the way up to the very end where you can see that it's really tight on the branch. Watch. No nick on the branch at all. Okay, we showed you how to remove a piece of wire with the special cutters. Here's a small basic idea of how to wire a branch using aluminum wire. As many people think that wiring is such a really hard chore when it really isn't if you know how to do it. This branch here at this point is already down as far as I want it, but I've got a few smaller branches here on the outside that need to come down. Now watch how easy this is. Take my piece of wire and I make one wind around the main branch there. Tighten it up so it's going to hold. Okay? The back wire here goes around one branch here. And one thing you'll want to remember when you're wiring is not to keep it on so tight that within a week or so the branch is already biting into the wire. So you want to keep a little space as you're wiring it, just by holding it like such. Wrap it around, keep a little space on top and a little space on the bottom. But in the same sense, it also has to be wired enough, tight enough, to do the holding power that's going to be needed of it. Okay, now with the other wire, other end of the wire, we take it and wrap it around the other branch. And again, keeping in mind how much room we're going to need for expansion, and wrapping it around just like so. So we used one piece of wire to wire two branches. So in summing everything up concerning wire, you're going to need to know what size to use. So if you notice the size and written on the package here, we have 2.5. That's 2.5 millimeters. Well, what does 2.5 millimeters mean? What you'll need to do is go to the website, to our website, under wire, and there's a gauge there, a chart, both in millimeters, gauge size, and inches. And just by looking at the inches, you'll be able to give some kind of an idea of what size you'll need to do the kind of job you're going to have to hold your branches, be it a thick branch or maybe a smaller branch for detail wire. So I hope these few minutes was some kind of help for those that are beginners wanting to know the specifics about wiring and what type of wire to use. Again, go to our website and you should find out all the information you need.